Go, Coach. Talking about last week, traveling to Humboldt State, that's not an easy trip, probably one of the toughest road trips in the league. What kind of benefits do you draw from drawing that one on the first road trip of the year?
Well, you eat a little bit extra on the road, so you benefit probably one extra pounds I brought home with me. Smoke cookhouse is good. For a team with as many newcomers as we do have playing, you got a chance for them to experience some road experience. I mean, traveling to Humboldt is always one of the hard places to play. I think the bus travel, there's no easy way to get there. You can fly as close as you can, but you still have quite a few hours, minimum 5 hours to get through the mountains and the windy roads and stuff. It's just a hard place. It's an isolated place, and so. So then now you get to learn, your team understands that you have to have an extra grit on the road. You have to have an extra conviction on the road. You have to win on the road if you want to win the league. So to be a successful football team anywhere in this country, you have to win on the road. So I think coming home, they're going to be able to understand that, hey, you have to prepare yourself for a travel game with just a little different type of focus, an extra focus, an extra conviction about what you're going to do. Because there's special teams duties come in there for some guys who aren't, a consistent special teams guy. And you just need to have an extra focus going into it.
Looking at Saturday's game, what were some of the bright spots offensively and defensively for you guys?
Well, none. I'll be honest with you. It's a poor performance across the board. Offensively, play poor. Defensively, missed tackles. They lacked the conviction that they had the week before. Special teams wise, they never created the field position that you want to create. So, hands off to Humboldt. They came and they played. They played with conviction. They played with passion. They played with a hair on fire attitude that we like to claim. And so, hats off to them. For us, we didn't match anywhere nearly close to the type of attitude that we like to play football with. All around, there are no bright spots, offensive, defensively, and special teams wise. They have to learn to get back to the drawing board, and they have to know that you don't just step on a field and just hope to win. You've got to create it. You've got to have conviction about you. You've got to have a passion about yourself, which we lack that considerably. So that, you can't expect to play great football.
And then, obviously, the slow start that you touched on, second half, didn't give up any points.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things you maybe saw on film that you were happy that your team adjusted to throughout the game? Well,
I think you create such a deficit for you in the first half through opportunities that you give them. It's like, wow, we allowed a buzzsaw to get us, and we kept feeding it gasoline to keep the machine running. From poor field position to poor tackling to turnovers, you essentially fed the beast to put yourself in that position. So now coming out of the second half, I did like that, we shut them out in the second half, so defense began to play better, still nowhere near the level that I expect from them. And we'll address that this week. Offensively, we were able to get a touchdown in there. We got some life to the passing game. We got some timing there. I think there's still a lot that to be desired for what they're doing on that side, what we have going on. Special teams wise, I thought it was great. Our onside worked well. Our plan worked well to be able to have that tool at their disposal. You saw a group of guys fighting to get back into the game, to have some grit to themselves. I mean, you held the point. You didn't get any more points. You saw them, the offense start to get it. We had 10. We got ourselves rolling. We got a touchdown. But we have to grow up considerably this week. You can't expect to have a great game like we did last week, and to then roll into the next like there's something like life is linear. It's not. You have winning and losing is a data point. You have to continue to create it every single time, every opportunity you have, and that starts today with practice. Your attitude is a carryover in practice. To understand that who we have this week is its own life, it's its own season, and that is where I saw as a head coach and a coaching staff, we need to continue to grow our guys up within that attitude, that mindset, and we will do that.
So you are in that unfamiliar spot. Recently, you've had waves of success, but now you're coming off a loss.
Right.
How are you going to motivate the group of 18 to 22-year-old guys to get back for this next season, as you call it?
Well, you get back to identifying, the key nuggets of what is winning and losing. one of the things in the team meetings today, we'll just obviously take away the mysterious part. You can take away the emotion of it all. Help them see technically, hey, here's what went wrong. Just collectively, the whole group, if we can fix this, give them an action plan to move forward. I could easily go into the room and be typical head coach and point the fingers, yell at everybody, say rah rah rah, let's go. But for me, my conviction is you hold them to a high standard, you keep them accountable to that standard, but you also got to give them an action plan moving forward. And so all the coaches for their position group is able to, or they're going to have an action plan for each player, saying this is what you have to do. And there's I think there's some depth that has got to continue to grow and compete to push starters so that we continue to find those best guys to be playing. Collectively, though, that is my conviction as a head coach is say you hold them accountable to that high standard, what you expect from them, and then you give them an action plan moving forward, and then you get back to you have fun. You're playing college football,
So enough about last week, but let's talk about the next opponent, Simon Fraser. They got
Right.
a new head coach this year. What are some differences you've seen just from what you've seen on film this year to what you've known them to be the last couple of years?
Well, I think you see once again they're talented. Once again they have athletes. They're bringing back one of the best receiver in the whole league, in Mr. Durant, and so. Differences wise, offensively, they're a multiple formation. They're using a lot of shifts and motions. Defensively, they're bringing a lot more exotic pressures than they have in the past. So I know Abe, their defensive coordinator, he's going to try to bring a lot of different pressures, different ways. But I think as I look at them, their new identity is to have variety. Their new identity is to try to keep you off the scent of where they're going. And that's through a variety of shifts. They're going to try to move Durant to a lot of different places. Defensively, they don't want to let you get a beat on what they're doing, where the pressure's coming from to try to put you put the offense into a defensive type of mindset. And I think offensively, they're just trying to, like I said, the multiple shifts and formations are trying to confuse where your responsibilities are. So we have our hands full. It's good to be back at home. But everybody in the GNAC, I've said it before, I think GNAC's one of the best conferences in the whole country, and it's just we have a dogfight every single week. But it all comes back to what we do. We can only control ourselves. We have a high standard for ourselves. We're completely disappointed with how we performed with coming out of this last week, and we're looking forward to just starting with today is like, hey, be about our business, be about us and the activities that we're called to do.
And this week is Coach DeCure MD week. This is the 5th straight year. You'll be wearing the patch. What's the significance of this program and your coaching staff?
Well, we've really feel proud to be partnered with Coach DeCure MD. It's one of the most prolific genetic killers of young men, and it's for us any chance we get to support Coach DeCure MD with it, or to be wearing the patch like a lot of coaches across the country. It's just to bring in the awareness of this, and the team looks forward to it. It's a good chance to see our good friend Carter Rackerson, and so Carter's an outstanding young man who is unfortunately battling this disease, and so any chance we can partner with Carter and help out in any way, it's outstanding. I know this, and forgive me for reading it, but I want to make sure I get this right. Is to get involved right away right now. If you're watching this, is that text CURE to 90999 and donate $5, Coach DeCure. So it's a worthwhile cause. I know personally Carter will benefit from all this and just to find a cure for this prolific genetic killer. So
great. Thank you, Coach. Best of luck this week.